What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Tim Sports Talk. And today we're recapping the Washington versus Atlanta Falcons game. Washington takes this one in a nail biter, 34-30. And what a roller coaster this game was. Atlanta immediately jumped out to a 10-0 lead. Washington tried to claw their way back. They ended up taking the lead and then gave it right back to Atlanta. They went up 30-28. Washington scores the last, 30-22. Washington scores the last 12 points. They went for it for two twice down the stretch to try to get it, and they missed both of them, so they scored the last 12 to win the game 34-30. Dustin Hopkins, again, missing field goals. He missed 2 PATs in this game. They have got to look into getting a kicker. Thank God they scored a touchdown. J.D. McKissick catching that 3rd and 7 in the flat, beating Deion Jones to the sideline, diving for the end zone, and getting the touchdown. But yeah, this game was wild. Shout out to Atlanta. Their offense played really, really well. Of course, our secondary is terrible, but they really tried to exploit it the best they could. Big thing for them on offense is Calvin Ridley, I believe, had like 3 or 4 drops. It could have been even a bigger game if that was the case. 3 or 4 drops really hurt this Atlanta football team, but good for Atlanta. Their defense did not play great today, if we're all being honest. I don't think they got that many penalties on defense, but they really allowed Washington to march it down on the field. Washington's offense should not be scoring 34 points, if we're being honest, you know? I like Heineke. I love Terry. I think Terry's a monster. Antonio Gibson's is good, but this team is not good enough to put up 34 points up a week, so the fact that we needed to score 34 is huge, and we did it. That's fun. But Matt Ryan played okay, 25 for 42, 283 yards, and 4 touchdowns, all of them to the running backs. Cordero Patterson absolutely ate us alive today. 6 carries, 34 yards. That's 5.7 yard average. But then through the air, he had 5 catches, 82 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Mike Davis scoring the other one on an incredible play to the flat. 4 people had a chance to tackle him in the flat on 3rd down. He broke all of them inside the red zone to score a 7-yard touchdown pass. Great play there by Mike Davis. Yeah, and Washington's offense really destroyed the defense. To be honest, there wasn't that much good defensively for Atlanta, but offensively, they really gave it to this defense. I mean, they've been giving it to everybody, or the defense has been giving it up all day long for Washington, but they did what they were supposed to do. They got 30. The defense could not stop Washington in the second half, and they end up going down. I believe the halftime score was 17-10, if I remember correctly. Or maybe it was 13-10. I think it was, let's see here. 17-13, actually, I think was the halftime score. So they had the lead going to half. Yeah, they scored a touchdown right before half. Cordero Patterson got another one. So it was 17-13. And then they scored 21 points in the second half. And it was 3 touchdowns and a field goal. Literally, it was a great, great performance from this offense. So let's go ahead and hop into this, man. Taylor Heineke. Come on. If you were screaming for Mr. What's-His-Face, Kyle Allen, admit you were wrong. Admit it. Come on. You have to be on the Heineke train at this point. Yeah, he threw a couple of questionable balls, but come on. 23 for 33, 290 yards, 3 touchdowns, including a game-winning drive, and that's 2 out of his 3 starts. He's gotten game-winning drives. The first one against the Giants, and now this one here. Terry McLaurin. 6 catches, 123 yards, 2 touchdowns. He had 13 targets. We were trying to get him the ball more. Atlanta was doing a good job bracketing him, trying to double-team him with the safety. But, hey, he got behind the defense. Heineke threw up a prayer. Terry McLaurin became Jesus because he answered that prayer. Come on. Give Terry sainthood after that incredible catch in the back of the end zone. He beat the defender and made a play on that ball. J.D. McKissick had 5 catches, 44 yards, and a touchdown as well, including that diving touchdown we just talked about. But, yeah, a lot of good stuff on the offensive side of the ball. The defensive side of the ball, the only good thing I'm going to say about the defense, and again, I'm going to say it, the only good thing I'm going to say about the defense is they found a way to get that 3-and-out. Thank the Lord they got that 3-and-out from that team, because that would have been just so heart-wrenching to see our defense give up another long drive just to ice a game. I mean, Buffalo did it to us. The Chargers just took our souls. I think it was like a 7-minute drive, and they didn't even need to score. They just sat on it by the end of it. And thankfully, they got off the field on third down, and they allowed the offense to work, and they went to work and did it. But outside of that, this defense is abysmal. Abysmal. 1 sack for 8 yards against Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan is not mobile, all right? Now, this starts with the secondary. The secondary is abysmal. It's so bad. It's so bad. I mean, are you kidding me? Kendall Fuller playing 1,000,000 yards off. William Jackson getting beat on comeback routes and everything. Bobby McCain biting on what? I mean, you were the last line of the defense. They had a deep shot to Cordero Patterson, and Bobby McCain is biting up on the freaking jet sweep when he's the single high safety. Cordero Patterson didn't have somebody within 15 yards of him. Walk-in touchdown. Bobby McCain is a problem. Landon Collins, he came up to tackle Cordero Patterson as well. It was a bad play call because he was playing man-to-man, but he had to run all the way from the backside safety position to come up and make that play. But still, you are paid $16 million. You can't tackle Cordero Patterson? Come on, dude. We need that tackle. That's a big tackle. That was third down as well, and we allow a touchdown on it. The rush, though, I need more out of my pass rush. I really do. There was times they got pressure, but there was times that Matt Ryan was able to just step up into the pocket, had plenty of time, find somebody downfield, and we very rarely were we playing as a unit. Very rarely. And it culminated into a sack, right? The coverage finally covered somebody for more than 2 seconds. You saw Matt Ryan wanting to pump fake. The defense collapsed on him. I believe it was Tim Settle that hit the outside, forced him back in, and Montez Sweat stunting inside definitely came up and made the sack. And it was just a bad performance from the defense yet again. That's 4 in a row to start this year. They are giving up on average 30 points a game. 30-plus points a game. This great defense is giving up 31 points a game. That is horrible. Come on. We got to be better than that. Got to be. But anyway, yeah, this is a crazy back and forth game. I mean, right out of halftime, we scored with as I said, we were down 17-13. DeAndre Carter getting the first kickoff return touchdown since forever. I don't know when's the last time Washington's had a kickoff return touchdown. It's got to be just unbelievably long since the last time. Maybe Brandon Banks, that long ago, 10 years ago? We probably have had one in there, but I don't remember it because it's so few and far between. But DeAndre Carter, we brought him in this offseason as a kick return specialist, and right then and there, he earned his money, and got to love DeAndre Carter. I hope I'm not saying Cordell Patterson. I meant DeAndre Carter if I said that. Anyway, DeAndre Carter did a great job on that one. Atlanta, team stats real quick. They had 24 touchdowns to Washington's 26 touchdowns. They were 10 of 16 on third down. I mean, me and Chris on the play-by-play were just joking about it. It's like teams beg, can you please get us in third and long? And then we give it up every time. If it's 3rd and 10 plus, just chalk it up as a first down. And they also had a 4th down play where they called what in the world were they called Chase Young for roughing the passer, for quote-unquote hitting him high in the neck and head area. The forearm hit his shoulder, and it knocked him down. It should have been a sack. Instead, they take away Chase Young's first sack, and they say it was a penalty, kept the chains moving, and they end up scoring a touchdown on that drive. It's just so heartbreaking when stuff like that happens. I know the refs, the Atlanta fans are also going to complain about the reffing. And, it's tough. That one call with Terry McLaurin fumbling it at the end of the game, he caught it and then fumbled. If the call was a fumble on the field, they would have stayed a fumble. Because he had 2 feet down, he had it, he kind of turned upfield, and then the ball was popped out immediately from that. But since there was the call on the field was an incomplete pass, there wasn't conclusive enough evidence that he actually made a football move, and he didn't take a third step. He didn't even have time to dive forward yet. He kind of, as I said, he kind of turned, but Is that really turning upfield? I'm sure in an Atlanta fan's eyes it definitely is. It's a bang-bang play right there, and that would have sucked if they would have called it. I was holding my breath because I didn't know which way they were going to go, but they ended up giving us the benefit of the doubt. And I said because the call on the field was an incomplete pass. If it was a fumble, they would have stayed fumble. If it was an incomplete pass, they stayed incomplete pass. I think that's the right way to do it. And it would have stunk the other way around, too, if they would have called it a fumble on the field, because I don't think they would have overturned either direction, and they did not overturn that one. The pass interference call, I thought, was a good pickup of the flag. I know some people are going to be complaining about that, but they're allowed to do hand-to-hand combat. Okay, they're allowed to. He didn't actually hold them. He had his arms on his arms. If anything, you can go back and look. Calvin Ridley's the one grabbing his jersey and pulling. And then it was a bad throw by Matt Ryan. He threw it to the outside where the defender was. If he threw it inside, Calvin Ridley would have had a chance to make that play because Calvin Ridley's trying to fight through the defender. If you say that's pass interference on the defender there, you're saying that nobody's allowed to play defense. He had position. The ball was thrown to the outside. Calvin Ridley's trying to fight through him. Is he supposed to just get out of his way and say, oh, never mind, you go ahead and go catch the pass? I mean, that's just a good no call. It's just, what else? Oh, we should have had a fumble. You guys got so lucky. I don't even know if they blew the whistle or not, but that was clearly a strip fumble by Cole Holcomb. That would have been huge. Instead, you guys again score a touchdown on that one when you guys shouldn't have scored because, come on, that's a fumble by Cole Holcomb. They stripped him before he hit the ground. They blew the whistle too early. Dead ball, taking away another penalty from us. There should have been a sack, turnover on downs. That one we already talked about. The refs weren't good, and they've been terrible in Washington games all year long. And I'm not even saying that to say that they've been terrible against Washington every single time. No, they've just been bad. And maybe they've been bad across the league, but I've watched every Thursday night game, Sunday night, Monday night game. I don't remember. I feel like most of the games I walk away without complaining about the refs, but yet for some reason in Washington games, they just make egregious calls. And I don't know what it is. Both directions. I mean, think about the Chargers fumble that it went our way. They said they fumbled it and they gave us the ball. That was not a fumble. That's terrible. It wasn't even close to a fumble. His arm was clearly going forward and it went 20 yards downfield. Anyway, so it's just been bad reffing in every Washington game that we've been to so far. And it's unfortunate. Hopefully they get it right. Anything else to say about this game? I'm sure there is. I'm sure there's a lot that we could talk about in this game. Let's see. Is there anything that else comes to mind? Kyle Pitts, he had an up and down game. He was covered well in some scenarios. He ended up with 4 catches, 50 yards, the highest drafted tight end ever. I was afraid that he was going to have a big day because our linebackers are so bad, and they were bad again. As Chris joked about, the only good thing coming out of this game for Washington is that we won, and John Bostic is hurt. That's about it. I mean, good grief. John Bostic was horrific. Mike Davis was bottled up pretty much the whole game except that one catch we talked about. And it was funny. An Atlanta fan came in our live play-by-play stream, and he was like, Mike Davis is a waste of money. And then right after that, he breaks 4 tackles and scores a touchdown. I was like, are you sure? Because Cordell Patterson ate us alive. As I said, he had that deep pass down the middle when Byman McCain bit on it too hard. He had the one where he broke the tackle from Collins. And then the first one, I'm trying to remember exactly what happened on that first touchdown, because he scored the first touchdown as well. Let's see, it was what? Oh, no, it was the field goal on the first drive, so it was this one. Matt Ryan, deep pass. No, that was the deep shot. Okay, what's this one? Matt Ryan, 6 yards. No, Cordell Patterson for 12 yards out. Was that that might have been the Landon Collins one. So he scored one more somewhere. But, yeah, it was 3 in a row. This one's for 14. 2-point conversion, no good. So, yeah, a lot of this is a weird score to get to, because especially how they got to it was a very unconventional way to get to 34-30. There was 2 missed extra points for Washington, 2 failed 2-point conversions for Washington, and a 2-point failed conversion for Atlanta. Very odd. That may have been one of the highest. I wonder if that's one of the most ever failed point after touchdowns. 5 in one game. That seems like a lot. Like, that seems like a whole lot. I wonder if that's true or not. But anyway, yeah, this game, man. This game was all over the place, up and down. Atlanta took the big lead and everything. And then Washington came back and took the game and won it. The punter got hurt. Yeah, it's a wild game. And I'm just glad we escaped with a victory because Atlanta fought hard enough to win this game. They really did. Good job to Atlanta. You guys were right in this one. I will be on the Twisted Torch TV channel tomorrow at 7:15. We agreed before the game that I would go onto his channel. He came on my channel to preview the game. I was going to go on his channel to recap it. And so I will see him tomorrow at 7:15 Eastern time. So if you want to come and hang out with us, make sure to be there. And yeah, we'll be back later on this channel. If you're watching it right after the game, we'll be back tonight at 8:20 for the Patriots versus Bucks. Tom Brady returning to Foxborough, so you can come hang out with us then as well. But yeah, 34-30, Washington escapes Atlanta with the victory. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Also in the description below, there's a Discord link. Hop on our Discord and come talk some football. And last but not least, there are donation links in the description below. If you feel so kind, you could donate to the channel. Thank you. Big shout out to John McDowell. He's been donating every stream. I'm going to add you to the top of the list eventually. I forgot to do it before I started this recording, but I definitely have not forgot you. I'm going to add you up on there. You donated like $40. It's awesome. Thank you. And until next time. See ya!